Monaco, a nation so small it could fit inside New York's Central Park. Yet in this tiny principality, money flows like water. Supercars roar through the streets, private yachts bigger than cruise ships dock along the harbor, and the casinos glitter with fortunes made and lost in a single night. This is the playground of the ultra-rich. But even here, among princes, oil tycoons, tech magnates, and royal families, there is one man who stands above them all. His name? Zeus. To outsiders, it sounds mythical, almost unreal. But in Monaco's secret circles, everyone knows who Zeus is. The billionaire who hides in plain sight, commanding an empire so vast that even the Rothschilds and Rockefellers are forced to respect him. So how did Zeus rise to become Monaco's richest billionaire? And why does his name carry an air of mystery, even fear? The story begins decades ago, not in Monaco, but in a small European city where Zeus was born into modest beginnings. He wasn't a royal, he wasn't an oil heir, and he wasn't a tech genius. He was something more dangerous, a strategist. While others chased quick money, Zeus quietly studied power, not just financial, but political, social, and psychological. He understood something that few billionaires do, that wealth isn't just about money in the bank, it's about control. By his late 20s, Zeus had already broken into elite banking networks, using shell companies and secret partnerships to move sums so large that even governments couldn't trace them. By his 30s, he was pouring his money into real estate in Monaco, buying not apartments, but entire blocks, mansions overlooking the Mediterranean, skyscrapers in the heart of Monte Carlo, and land deals that quietly gave him influence over who could build, who could sell, and who could live in Monaco's most exclusive zones. Today, some estimates say Zeus controls over 40% of Monaco's high-value real estate, not under his name, but through layers of trusts, foundations, and holding companies. But real estate is only the surface. Behind the scenes, Zeus owns private banking firms, luxury hotel chains, rare art collections, and discreet shipping companies that transport goods across Europe, away from the public eye. His empire is said to be worth over $30 billion, though no official record exists. Why? Because Zeus doesn't want recognition. He doesn't want magazine covers or billionaire rankings. He wants something far greater: silence. The silence of his rivals, the silence of governments, and the silence of anyone who asks too many questions. And yet, whispers remain. Some claim Zeus has deep ties with Middle Eastern oil monarchs, offering them secret safe havens for wealth. Others say he funds tech companies in China, hidden behind layers of anonymity. A few even claim he controls private intelligence networks, keeping himself always 3 steps ahead of both enemies and allies. So is Zeus a legend? Or is he a liability? A man whose wealth and secrecy could shake global power balances? The truth is, Zeus thrives in the shadows. And maybe that's why he is still untouchable. Because while other billionaires fight for fame, Zeus fights for control. And in Monaco, control is worth more than money. When you walk through Monaco's dazzling streets, you'll notice something strange. The luxury cars, the designer boutiques, the casinos, all of it looks like a public playground for the world's wealthy. But if you look deeper, you'll realize that much of it is controlled by Zeus. Take the famous Casino de Monte Carlo. Most people believe it's a royal asset, tied to Monaco's ruling family. But insiders whisper that Zeus holds indirect stakes through hidden financial vehicles. When tourists gamble millions on a weekend trip, a quiet percentage flows back into Zeus's empire. Then there's the harbor of Port Hercules. To outsiders, it's a marina filled with luxury yachts. But many of those yachts are serviced, fueled, and insured by companies that Zeus secretly owns. Every super-rich guest that arrives in Monaco ends up paying him without even realizing it. This is Zeus's true genius. He doesn't chase visibility. He builds systems, webs of control where money circulates back to him, whether people win or lose, stay or leave. But the most shocking part? Zeus doesn't just operate in Monaco, he has offshore networks stretching across the globe. In Switzerland, discreet vaults hold rare art, from stolen Renaissance paintings to modern masterpieces worth hundreds of millions. In Dubai, silent partnerships connect him with oil magnates, giving him stakes in energy projects that never make headlines. In Hong Kong, hidden shell companies own shares in tech startups, some of which now power the digital tools you use every day. It's a global web of influence, woven so tightly that even governments struggle to separate fact from rumor. And that's exactly how Zeus likes it. So why the secrecy? Why would the richest man in Monaco, possibly one of the richest in Europe, refuse the spotlight? The answer lies in power. You see, fame makes you a target. It invites investigations, scandals, and enemies. But invisibility, that makes you untouchable. While billionaires like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos battle on Twitter, Zeus moves silently, making deals that reshape industries without ever trending online. He's not a personality, he's an institution. And that's why Monaco's elite call him the Invisible King. But here's the twist. Not everyone in Monaco is happy about Zeus's dominance. Some old families whisper that his grip on real estate has pushed them out of their ancestral homes. Some politicians fear that his wealth overshadows even the royal family itself. And some rivals, the few brave enough to challenge him, have mysteriously disappeared from the business scene. Coincidence or calculated strategy? We may never know. But one thing is certain. Zeus has turned Monaco, this glittering paradise of wealth and beauty, into his personal chessboard. And like a grandmaster, every move he makes is planned years ahead. The world sees Monaco as a playground. Zeus sees it as his empire. And the game? It's far from over. But here's where the story of Zeus takes an even darker turn. For all his wealth and power, his influence isn't just about casinos, yachts, or real estate. It goes much deeper, into politics, into intelligence, and even into culture itself. Whispers in Monaco's back rooms suggest that Zeus has quietly funded political campaigns across Europe, not because he wants to become a politician, but because he wants politicians to listen. When laws about taxation, banking secrecy, or international trade are debated, his voice is already in the room through the men and women he helped put in power. This is why so many controversial financial regulations seem to avoid harming Monaco. While other tax havens face pressure, Monaco remains untouched. Why? Because Zeus makes sure the right hands are shaken, the right accounts are filled, and the right favors are promised. But money and politics are only half of the equation. The other half? Fear. You see, Zeus's empire has always been shielded by loyalty. Former employees never speak. Associates who fall out of favor vanish quietly. And journalists who dig too deep find themselves suddenly transferred, silenced, or sued into oblivion. A French reporter once claimed that Zeus controlled not just Monaco's luxury industry, but also a hidden security apparatus, private investigators, cyber experts, even connections with European intelligence agencies. The reporter published only half the story, and within weeks disappeared from public view. Her work remains unfinished, her files locked away. Coincidence? Or the invisible hand of Monaco's richest billionaire? Then there's the cultural angle. Few realize that Zeus owns silent stakes in Monaco's art galleries, opera houses, and even charity foundations. To the public, he's a ghost. But behind the curtains, he decides which artists rise, which events get funded, and which causes receive millions in donations. By shaping culture, he shapes perception. By shaping perception, he strengthens power. That's why many insiders argue that Zeus isn't just a billionaire. He's an architect of influence. His fingerprints are on every deal, every project, every headline that comes out of Monaco's glittering streets. But here's the real shocker. Zeus might not even be one man. Some conspiracy theories suggest that Zeus is a code name, a cover for a powerful family operating as one entity. A dynasty so wealthy, so interconnected that using one name keeps them hidden. Think about it. No photos, no interviews, no verified presence, just whispers, shadows, and transactions. Could Zeus be a myth, carefully constructed to shield an entire empire? Or is there truly one man smiling in silence while the world plays in his casino? One thing is undeniable. Whether he's a man, a myth, or a dynasty, Zeus controls Monaco in ways no king ever has. And unlike monarchs of the past, his throne isn't made of gold or jewels. It's built on silence, secrecy, and systems. The yachts may glitter, the casinos may dazzle, the hotels may shine, but behind it all, the richest man in Monaco quietly reigns. And maybe that's why the world has never truly seen him. Because the greatest power is not being visible, it's being unavoidable. In Monaco, wealth shines brighter than the sun. But Zeus? He doesn't chase the spotlight, he controls it. No Forbes list, no headlines, just whispers of power. Because the richest man isn't the one you see, it's the one you'll never find. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold stories from around the world. Stay curious and stay connected.